In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 super easy print-on-demand styles that you can make for any upcoming holiday. Now, since St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner, I am going to be using that to create 3 different sub-niched St. Patrick's Day print-on-demand designs, but really you can tweak this for any upcoming holiday. Now, let's not waste any time and just get into these designs that are going to be super simple, really fast, and you can make them in under just a few minutes using the tool I'm going to share with you. So let's just jump right into it. Now, one of the first steps when it comes to creating a really sellable and profitable print-on-demand design is going to be picking a niche or sub-niche that is going to have not a ton of competition. Now, a lot of times when it comes to targeting holidays, we think that a lot of people are going to be going after kind of this niche. So something like St. Patrick's Day, if you just made a generic t-shirt that said something like Happy St. Patrick's Day, that is going to be really hard to sell because there are hundreds, if not thousands of other people who are posting those type of designs. So my best tip is to always make sure you are sub-niching or cross-niching. This is really what I have done to make a ton of profit in holiday niches. Now, what this means is taking a more generic holiday, so for example, St. Patrick's Day, and then crossing it with something else that also has a lot of interest. So categories I love to pull from are things like careers, people's pets, people's hobbies. All of those are great to cross together to make a little bit more of a specific sub niche that you can target with your designs. So I'm actually going to be using my cross-niching guide tool. This is a free downloadable resource for you guys. I will link it down below, but let's just take a look and see if we can pull some really good St. Patrick's Day sub-niches. All right, so I have my cross-niching guidebook pulled up. You can print this out and use it like that, or you can just use it on your computer. So one thing that I like to do is look at the holidays coming up. So I'm usually working a couple months in advance from when I am actually designing. So I'm going to be focusing on some St. Patrick's Day designs, but the first thing I want to do is cross niche this. I'm actually going to go down to where I have some different pets listed out. So this is one that I really have found super profitable. There's really nothing more that people are passionate about than their pets. So if you can cross that with a holiday, that is going to be a really good seller. So I have tons of pets listed out here. So we have like French bulldogs, we have Rottweilers, beagles, but one that I have found to do really well is actually the golden doodle niche. This is a really popular dog breed. So I'm going to first make a design for St. Patrick's Day crossed with the golden doodle niche. So let's head over to my design suite and just get started making this design. All right, so I have gone over to my Kittle account, which if you're not familiar with Kittle, they are an all-in-one print-on-demand design suite where they have tons of templates, tools, and resources to make a ton of really cool print-on-demand designs. They are kind of my go-to for making my products when it comes to apparel or even things like mugs and tumblers and blankets. I love using Kittle. So I'll link them down below if you do want to check them out. But the first design I'm going to make, I am just going to start from scratch. So I'm going to go over here where it says new project and click that to just create a canvas for us to work on. Now, one thing I like about Kittle is that if you go over to their print-on-demand presets, it's going to give you the size you need for whatever type of product you're trying to design. So I'm going to make just a standard t-shirt design because I sell a ton of those. So let's go ahead and click this one that's 4,500 by 5,400 pixels and create that. All right, now since this is a St. Patrick's Day design, I'm thinking that I want to optimize this for a green t-shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and change the background color to be green. So that looks pretty similar to the color shirt that I typically use. Now, this first style that I'm going to teach you is one of the easiest ones for designing for pets. So I think you guys are really going to like it. Now, the first thing you're going to need is just some kind of the pet silhouette. So this is just some kind of graphic that is all one color that is going to look like the pet you are designing for. So I'm going to actually go over to Creative Fabrica and see if I can find a really good golden doodle silhouette that we can download and use on this design. So I am over on Creative Fabrica, and if you've never used them before, they are a subscription service that you can pay a yearly or monthly membership to, and then you can download all sorts of different graphics, fonts, print-on-demand assets to use in your business. So I really like using them. I'll also have them down below too, but I'm just going to go ahead and look up golden doodle and scroll through some of those until I find the perfect silhouette for this. All right, so they immediately have some really cute golden doodles, but I want one that's just going to be one color because I'm going to do something really simple to it, but I don't want a lot of distraction there. So I'm just going to keep scrolling through these. All right, so after scrolling for a second here, I found this just really simple golden doodle silhouette. So I'm gonna go ahead and download that and then upload it right back onto Kindle so we can use that. So I'm back over on my Kindle canvas and I'm just gonna go over to the uploads where I just simply dragged and dropped that image that we downloaded from Creative Fabrica. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my design. Now, what I like to do whenever I put vectors that I'm going to use and I want to be able to change the color is on Kindle, there is a button right here that just says image vectorizer. And if I push vectorize this image, I'm going to be able to shift the color of this to whatever I want. So I really think that white on kind of a dark color really pops. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to a white color. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger and bring him up to the top here. Now, you guys seriously aren't going to believe how simple this design is. But the only thing that I'm going to do with this design is I want to add something kind of on his side that has to do with St. Patrick's Day. Now, this is a design style that I've used for a ton of different holidays before. So you could do the same kind of thing for Valentine's Day. Just put a little heart right here. You could even do it for like a birthday design, put a balloon, put a Christmas tree, all sorts of things. And it turns out really cute. So I'm just going to go over to the elements on the left-hand side and I'm going to look up shamrock. I think that would be really cute. And just scroll through these until I find a really good one. So let's see here. Okay, this one looks really cute. So I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller until it looks good. And then I'm going to change it to a similar color to what my shirt is actually going to be. And that is already looking super cute. Now, designs without a ton of text aren't always the first ones that we think of in print on demand, but a lot of times a graphic only shirt sells super well. So I'm going to show you what this would look like on a mock-up, which you can do on Kindle. All right, so I just went ahead and I put this image right here on this girl's shirt, and that is looking so cute. Now, you can do this exact same type of design with all sorts of different pets. So say I wanted to do like a beagle instead, I could change the silhouette out to a beagle and then keep it with the St. Patrick's theme, or I could make these similar type of designs for Valentine's Day, for Easter, for Christmas, all sorts of different things, and it really is super fast and super simple. So if you've never made just a image only design, I definitely recommend trying them out. This is a super easy formula that you can use, but I'm also going to show you a couple more really fun cross niche St. Patrick's Day designs. So let's head back over to my cross nation guide. All right, so I am back over on my Cross Nation guide and we're still going to be sticking with St. Patrick's Day, but I think I want to target a career now. So one that I have had a lot of success with is actually in kind of that librarian niche. So I'm going to take the career of librarian and just cross that with St. Patrick's Day to make a really winning combination. So let's head back over to Kindle to get started looking for what we can put on our design. All right, so if you didn't know, Kindle actually has a ton of different templates that you can use for your designs, which makes it really fast to create a one-of-a-kind, really professional looking item to sell that didn't take a ton of time. And if you're not a super skilled designer, it is really easy to make stuff this way. So I'm actually going to go ahead and look through their templates and just search St. Patrick's Day to see what types of designs that we can find. Under the St. Patrick's Day category, there are all sorts of different pre-made templates that you can just change out some of the colors or what it says for a completely unique design that you're free to sell. So these are some really good ones, but for this librarian one, I think I want to do something like this rainbow here. That is a super popular print on demand style, and I think it would work well for this, maybe if we add some like book or reading elements. So this template is actually a square, so I want to go ahead and resize this to be the size of a shirt. So I'm just going to go over here to the settings icon and go ahead and change the size to the standard that I typically use, which is 4500 by 5400 pixels. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm just going to resize this to take up more of this canvas. Now I think I'm going to do some more bookish elements, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And what I think that I want this to say is something like one lucky librarian or something like lucky to be a librarian. Both of those phrases could do really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and start typing this in where these letters already are and then see how that looks. All right, so just by changing that, we have already a unique design that is looking super cute. But I'm just gonna start kind of rearranging some of this. I'm gonna move these a little bit here. And that's looking super cute. Now, the next thing I think I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and change the background to white. I think it's really going to pop a lot more on a white t-shirt, so that is going to be perfect. Now we want to add some elements that are again going to kind of hint at it's in that bookish librarian niche. So what I'm going to do is go over to the elements, and I'm probably just going to look up something like a book. So let's see what we can find. And I want to probably put it in that exact same spot right here. So let's see if we can find something that will fit really well. I think this one could go well, maybe this right here, or even a stack of books could be cute. But let's try this book right now. Now, we definitely don't want it to be this red color, so I'm just going to change it to some of the colors already in this. And that is a great tip for when you're designing. One of the best ways to just make a design look cohesive is to make sure that all the colors are the exact same. If you start going with a bunch of different types of greens or other colors, it can look kind of disjointed. So I'm going to go ahead and change this red color to maybe this dark green here. I think I want to make this even a little bit more with the theme of St. Patrick's Day. So I'm actually going to copy one of these clovers here, and then I'm just going to paste it. I think I want to add this to the front of this book. So I'm going to bring it to the front and make it a little bit smaller here and just put that right there on the book. And I think that looks super cute, but I also could change it to white as well, which I think I might do. That's already looking really good. Let's go ahead and see what it would look like on a mock-up. Right, and that is already looking super cute. And you could even see what something like this would look like on a different type of product. So say you wanted to make it on a library tote, which would be a perfect type of product for this. You could also test out mock-ups for that here and even download these to sell. So that is super cute. It would make a perfect library tote. Now, once we're completely happy with that, I'm just going to show you how to go ahead and download this to use. So I'm going to go over to the downloads, and then I'm going to make sure to remove the background here and then download it as a PNG. All right, so the next design that I want to make, I think I'm also going to do another career that is really popular, but it oftentimes has a lot of competition. So that is the nursing career. I found that if you want to really be able to make sales in a highly competitive niche like nursing, you need to cross it with something else. So I think it would be a perfect niche combined with St. Patrick's Day. So let's head back over to Kittle and see if we can find another really great template to use. So I'm thinking for this design, I'm going to have it say something like, I care for the cutest little clovers, or something about their little patients, like if this is a pediatric nurse. So let's see what we can find here. I think this one, since it has kind of a lot of text already on it, would be perfect for something like this. All right, so on this design, I'm seeing that there is a little bit of this texture here, which a lot of times if I'm making an apparel design, I like to go ahead and get rid of that. It just doesn't always translate super well. So let's go ahead and delete that. And then I'm just going to first start by changing out what this says. So I care for, and then let's change this to say the cutest, put little right here, clovers. So by changing out the lettering, I'm just going to have to do a little bit of rearranging to make it all look cohesive. So let's start doing that now. All right, so once we're kind of happy with how the lettering looks, we can start messing around with some of the elements here. So I definitely want to add things that is going to make this definitely seem like it's for nurses. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that top hat here, and I'll probably rearrange a lot of these clovers, but for now, I'm just going to leave them as they are. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go over to elements and just search nurse and see what we find here. So probably something like a stethoscope would work really well. So if we find one of those, like this one could be super cute. We definitely change the color of that, but that could work well. Let's see here. These band-aids could be super cute. Also, if we change the color of that, maybe even this could be really fun. So a lot of times I just kind of throw a bunch of elements on there, and then after the fact, I kind of change them and rearrange. So let's just go ahead and start changing the colors of some of the elements we chose. I think I want to do that dark gray color that the shamrocks are in. So let's go ahead and do that. Same thing with this guy. I think that I want to change it to this dark color. And then this, I'm going to do just that green color here. So let me just start playing around with rearranging this. So I'm just moving some of these things around here. And sometimes you just keep messing around until it looks good. We can change up the sizes, and we can even get rid of some of these if we felt like it was too much. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do once I'm kind of happy with how it's all arranged is I'm going to move all of this up to the top. I typically find that for apparel items, the higher it is on the shirt, the better it's going to look instead of kind of being in the middle, lower down. So let's go ahead and try that on a mock-up and just make sure we're happy with it. All right, so I went ahead and put it on her. Now I'm just going to rearrange to the size we kind of had set it at and see how that looks. Okay, I'm super happy with that, but we also could go ahead and change the mock-up color if we wanted to see it on something else. Like we technically could even do this on like a pink design if we wanted to, but I think that green color is going to definitely look the best. So I'm gonna keep it at that. And then we'll just go back to the editor and go ahead and download this. So we're going to click download, and then this one is in inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and change it to pixels and then make sure it's at least 4,500 by 5,400. So that looks good. We're going to remove the background and download it as a PNG. Now, again, if you've never tried Kindle before, I love partnering with them because they truly are my go-to design resource. I definitely recommend checking them out down below, and I even have a coupon code for you guys that gets you a discount on that. But if you want even more ideas and inspiration of how to create a design that is actually going to get sales, I definitely recommend watching this video next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.